Aries, hi, it's Lisa. Hope you guys are doing all right. I'm just coming in here, having some coffee, throwing some cards. I'm going to do your October's 2021 general reading. It's only general, so it's not going to resonate with everybody, but take what does, leave what doesn't. You know the drill. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for popping in. I hope you enjoy it and you'll come back to see me again. And for those of you who've been here before, I really do appreciate the support. It means a lot. I started a new spread, and it's working out pretty well, but I'm still learning the placement of the cards, so if I have to look over here every now and then, sorry. Okay, but it seems to be working out really well. So if you guys, like it, you can give me, write me a comment, let me know. I would appreciate that. It's for self-growth and personal development. All right. All right, and without further ado, we'll get started. Aries. What does Aries need to know for October? Knight of Pentacles. Oh, 10 Pentacles. The Seven of Swords. And the Eight of Pentacles. I'll let you know what, what the placements are as we go through it. Alright, that was Six of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Justice, the Hierophant, Hangman, and Judgment. Okay, guys. Alright, this is your past. This is like your past self, how, in the recent past, I'm feeling like that you're probably working towards something. This could be a job, it could be a business, it could be anything that, you were building up on, and it's a slow process. So I feel like that's kind of where you were recently in your past, but now your current self has this Ten of Pentacles energy. And Pentacles are, it could be money, it could be financial, but it could be health, it could be anything material, anything that you would like to grow and pass on to family or, friends or, whatever, anything you need to hand down, but something that's going to continue. So even if you are just like building on something, and maybe that's what you were starting over here in your past, that's where you are now. Maybe, you built it. So maybe whatever it was growing for you. And I see a couple more pentacles in here, so I'm thinking it does. It feels like it was a continued growth. It's not like it was the lottery or, one of those scratch-offs. No, it feels like this is something you built up through your time. Now, for your highest self, this is like who you want to be without any baggage. Like, so if there was nothing ever going to holding you back about anything, you want to be this person or this feeling of hardworking, meticulous, on point about everything, not even having to question how you're doing something. That's how you want to feel. That without distractions or without any kind of things that are going to hold you up. What's crossing you in this energy is the Seven of Swords. And this, I feel like, this is what's blocking your potential. All right, so you could be this if this wasn't around. And I can't imagine what this could be. Like, if you might know, it might be maybe, like a business dealing that it wasn't all clear cut. It could be, people not doing things for the good reason. I don't know. I can't even imagine. Like I said, I don't know your life, but something is going on around you that's causing what you want to be to not be able to be. Like actually, you're trying, you want to, but something's definitely holding you up here. I'm gonna clarify. We'll see if we get like a little bit deeper, because that's actually interesting. All right. So then we have what blocks your potential. Oh, your family patterns. Oh, that's interesting. The Six of Cups. This is like remembering back from your past, and you know, pulling, things that when you think about your childhood or how you came up, you're growing up, and your relationship with people in the past. Maybe even going to be seeing people coming in. And this is how it affects your life into your present. And, everybody has like the family connections and how, well, basically how you were brought up. And everybody has them. I mean, whether, they're blood relatives or, adoption or whatever the situation was, we weren't hatched. So you had this relationship that taught you things that made you be who you are now, today. And it could be good, could be bad. But I feel like this actually feels very pleasant. So, whatever went on in your past as you were coming up, it feels like a very pleasant situation, no drama, no chaos. Now, I'm not saying that's always the case, because it obviously isn't. Everybody has something, right? But that's what this is. And then on this side, what you tend to do for like defense mechanisms, your fears, your worries, comes up as the Five of Swords. So I'm wondering if you feel like you have to win at all costs for some reason. Like if, there's something in your mind that feels like you have to win. Like you can't, there is no second best feeling. Or is this a situation where you don't want to take on more than you should? Like you don't want if something gets too big, you just won't, you'll just leave it. You won't try to make it work. You won't you won't keep fighting at it. So this card, it could go both ways, and it would depend on the person. It's, you could either be one of those people that, like, I'm going to plow forward and, nothing's going to talk me out of getting what I want or need. Or it could be like, ooh, this is hard, I'm not doing this. Or, ooh, that's awfully big, I don't want to get involved in that. So it could go either way as far as how you feel about things. And if it actually, with it being hopes and fears and stuff, I think it might just, be. I think more about it, and I'm going to clarify it, but I feel like it might be more of you don't want to take on more than you feel like you can handle. And now we got this. In your conscious mind, you want fairness, you want justice, you want things to be even, you don't want to have anything to have to be questioned, like, because it's fair, it's straight, there should be no question about it. I feel like that's what's in your forefront of your mind. So whatever situation you're in, or just maybe how you were brought up, however things were working, you may have a lot of Libra in your chart, because Libras are all about the justice. But what you actually really want to do is to have possibly a platform where you can be able to reach out to people that, they'll listen to you, as far as, maybe like some kind of advice or some kind of counseling, some kind of teaching. Like, I possibly feel like I feel like you want to do something where you're teaching or counseling, being involved with people so you could help them out that way. And that would make you feel really good about yourself. And again, like I said, we'll clarify. Because it could be a more spiritual situation too, where you want to be more spiritual and want to be more involved in, like churches or that aspect. But I really feel like when I first looked at it, it looks like you want to be able to teach people, or to, like a flash of a podium, and you're talking, and people are listening, and that was the first thing I thought of. All right, well, we'll see though. And now we have the lessons that you need to learn. So, Spirit wants you to learn the lesson of looking at things in a different perspective, and actually realizing that you might have to sacrifice something to get something else. Because sometimes when we're in whatever situation it can be, you might need to give something up to make room for another thing. Like this guy, he's perfectly comfortable, you know what I mean? It's like almost like he could stay there forever. But it feels like he's sacrificing his comfort or his, ability to move around in that kind of sense, so something else could come in, or he needed to look at something in a different perspective. So I feel like that might be what Spirit's saying, is like maybe you need to let go of something to be able to move on and be able to be this person. Because if it's a matter of that, or you have to look at this situation in a different perspective, like if you need to look at this clearer, and you can find out what's going on there, and maybe you can make that not be an issue any longer. And the advice from Spirit is judgment, which makes sense. Okay, now I get it. You need to make a judgment call. Like you need to find, almost like you're having an enlightenment or like a knowledge come in, and you're like, oh, this is this. And maybe that's what, all right, the hangman's saying that, you need to look at this in a different perspective, because you need to make a judgment about that. And you need to remove this from your circumstance. All right, let's see if we can get any clarifiers here. I'm going to clarify the Five of Swords. Tell me about the Five of Swords for Aries. Tell me about the Five of Swords for Aries. The Hermit again. And the Knight of Swords. I don't know, that tells me, okay, so I feel like for you, if you are too afraid to take on something big because you don't want to lose, like, you don't, it's better not to play than to lose, that feeling. I feel like you have to think on that, like consider it. Consider the situations, because sometimes it is the right decision to be like, okay, I'm done. You're backing away from it. But not all the time. So I feel like you have to meditate and think on it, shine a light on it to make sure what situation you're choosing not to push forward on. And just basically with a clear mind, and whether it be communication or strength, and knowing how you're going to do it. And even sometimes if you have to be a little bit impulsive, because this Knight over here, he's impulsive sometimes. So maybe it's just a matter of think through it before you decide you're not going to try to take it on. Because the decision to not do it is not always wrong, but you need to think on it sometimes. about the Seven of Swords? What tell me about the Seven of Swords? Queen of Cups and the Hierophant again. All right, now I'm curious if this is a person. If the Seven of Swords is depicting a person, now this could be male or female, it doesn't matter. And I don't know how I would think of it, but it feels like maybe, and then with this Hierophant here too, is it possible that they, you know what, I feel like you need to, do you want to do something, like I said, with this heart, this meticulous thinking about something, and then a Hierophant come out twice. I really feel like you want to do something with counseling or teaching, and making people or helping people experience certain things. Maybe you knew how to do something, and I'm wondering if there's an energy around you. I don't know if it's a person or whatever that's not wanting you to go that route. Like, or they're almost feeling like maybe what you want to do is like the word world tour just came to my head. Like, is it something that's going to take you away from home? Is it something that's going to make it so you aren't going to be available for them, and that doesn't make them comfortable, so maybe they're throwing a wrench in the works a little bit? I don't know, but yeah, that's what it feels like. That's what you want to do, and yet it does. Like, because it could be somebody. It's not like even malicious. It's not like it's bad. They might do it because maybe you're in a family. Maybe you have, spouse, kids, responsibilities here, and whatever it is that you want to do is going to take you away. That's exactly how that feels. Okay. You would know, though. That's interesting. Wow. All right. Yeah, and I just looked up at your Ten of Pentacles, and then I heard speaking phase. Wow. All right. What about this Hangman? What can you tell me about the Hangman for Aries? Okay, yeah. Two of Wands and Seven of Cups. Oops. Choosing a path. Okay, choosing a path, deciding on what you're going to do about this situation, and what may be considered illusions as opposed to options. All right, because it looks like there's a lot of options, but a lot of the times there are illusions. So you have to make sure which one it is, so you could look at it clearer and to see how that'll work for you. All right, let's see about the Judgment. Anything else on the Judgment for Aries? Anything else on the Judgment for Aries? King of Cups and the Nine of Swords. All right, I feel like, again, maybe a relationship. It feels like when you decide, when you do that, when you make that judgment call, when you get that insight in your head, it's going to cause you it's going to make things stressful. You're going to lose some sleep. You're going to feel like some anxiety, not because you don't want to confront this. I feel like you don't want to confront this because it might be a relationship, but for you to be able to get your highest good, you have to confront it, because you won't be able to be who you want to be, or what you've been meant to be, until you do. All right. Oh, excuse me. All right, Aries, let's see if we can get a oracle card here, and then we'll wrap it up. Happiness and fear. Wow. Okay. So with happiness, it says, I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path, And fear is, I realized that I should put my glasses on, but it's my hair accessory right now. I realized that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Yeah, that actually makes sense. That makes sense. Your happiness is kind of involved in this, and your fear is too, because love is involved. Something is involved with love, and your responsibilities and what you would need to do to be able to be at your highest. Okay. All right, Aries. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please give me a thumbs up, a share, subscribe, write me a comment. Let me know how it goes. See if you like the layout. I'd love to hear from you, and I should be checking in next month. But if not, hit the little dingy bell if you subscribe, because I'm thinking about doing not one in the middle of the month too. All right. Thank you very much. You take care.